Okay, today we'll learn something about the degrees of comparison. There are 3 degrees of comparison. The first one, the positive degree, then the comparative degree en de superlative degree. Het is hetzelfde als in het Nederlands. Dus de positive degree is in de stillende trap, de comparative degree is de vergelijkende trap en de superlative degree is de overtreffende trap. First of all, it's important to note that there's a difference in adjectives when we are talking about the comparative and the superlative degrees. So there are 1-syllable adjectives, 2-syllable adjectives, other 2-syllable adjectives, and 3 or more syllables adjectives, and irregular forms. This is important to know because of the rules that apply to the comparative and the superlative form for the different types of adjectives. Let's have a look at the first type of adjectives, the 1-syllable adjectives. So a mouse is small, but this mouse is even smaller, and this one is definitely the smallest. So the general rule, to form the comparative, we add er to the adjective. Then, to compare two things, we can use a comparative and then. So this mouse is smaller than this mouse. To form the superlative degree, we add est to the adjective. The superlative degree is used with the article the and then the superlative. So this mouse is the smallest. Then, considering 1-syllable adjectives, there are still adjectives ending in e, which have a different rule. An elephant is a large animal, but this elephant is even larger than this one. And this one is the largest. So, to form the comparative, we add just an r to the adjective, as you can see here. And to form the superlative, you just add st to the adjective, this one here. And then the last type of 1-syllable adjectives are the adjectives ending in a short vowel followed by a consonant. Dus adjectieven die met een klinker, een korte klinker, in een woord hebben zitten en daarna gevolgd worden door een medeklinker. For example, the adjective big. This cow is rather big, but this cow is even bigger, and this one is definitely the biggest. So the rule here is to double the consonant in both the comparative and the superlative form, and then add er or est to the adjective. As this is the general rule, just have to double the consonant if it's an adjective ending in a short vowel followed by a consonant. Then let's have a look at the 2-syllable adjectives. As you can see, there are 4 types of adjectives, but some of them follow the general rule. The first one are the adjectives ending in y. So this picture, as you can see, 10 kilograms is rather heavy. 20 to 24 kilograms is even heavier, and 50 kilograms is definitely the heaviest. So, to form the comparative, you drop the y and add er, as you can see here. And then to form the superlative, you'd have to drop the y and add est to the adjective. So this is a special rule. Then adjectives ending in er, for example, clever. This one looks rather clever. This one looks cleverer, and this one definitely looks the cleverest because she's working on a laptop, and that's kind of clever. So to form the comparative, you just add er or est to the adjective. So comparative er and superlative est. That's also the same general rule as the rule for the 1-syllable adjectives. Then adjectives ending in e. This sum is rather simple. This one is even simpler, and this one is the simplest. But to form the comparative, add an r, or to superlative, add est. Add st. So that's that rule. And then adjectives ending in o. This street looks kind of narrow, but this one's even narrower, and this one's the narrowest. To form the comparative, add er or add est. Also the general rule for 2-syllable adjectives. Then there are other 2-syllable adjectives and 3 or more syllable adjectives. I bet you know this girl, Stine Edlund. She's kind of famous from TikTok and Instagram. But this one is even more famous. Dua Lipa, everyone knows her. She's famous all around the world. But these guys, they are the most famous DJs all over the world. So everyone knows them. So for other two-syllable adjectives and three or more syllable adjectives, to form the comparative, you have to add more and then the adjective, or the superlative most and the adjective. You have to trust on your gut here. Sometimes it's possible that, for example, a two-syllable adjective can follow the general rule, so add er or est, or that you have to add more. It's both possible. You have to trust your gut feeling here. And then, last but not least, the irregular forms. You have to study these forms by heart, but luckily there are not too many forms here. So the first one, good, better, best. Better is the comparative degree and best is the superlative. Bad, worse, and worse. So comparative, superlative, little, less, least. Comparative, superlative, much, many, more, and most. So these are two adjectives with a different positive degree but the same comparative or superlative degree. So you have to study these rules by heart. Okay. Now you've seen something more about the degrees of comparison in about 6 minutes, and tomorrow we'll practice this in class with a lot of different types of adjectives, um, exercises of course, and we'll revise those rules too. So if there are any questions, just ask me again tomorrow and I'll answer them for you. See you tomorrow!